How good was them Clippers teams,
Man,
bro?
I think that we were our own worst enemies, bro. And Doc was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to save everything, and then he brought his son over, and it was just some weird energy there, you know, where he paid his son. I'm not even mad. If I was in the position, I'd pay the fuck out of my son too. But people don't understand at the time what that did to people. I mean, he was making more than me, Jamal, JJ, like guys that were putting in real minutes. You know.
Who are you impersonating right now?
Austin Rivers.
Austin, that's your shit, Austin?
Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Everybody remember the lobcity era where they were winning division titles, 50 plus games a season, and they actually was more exciting than that other LA team? Yeah, the Lakers, who actually had won a championship in 2010. But on the other side of that, the Lob City Clippers, they were actually the go-to ticket in town. I mean, you had CP3 as the floor general, Blake Griffin as the high wire act muscle, and then DJ. Man, DeAndre Jordan had some nasty oops himself that made, embarrassed a lot of people on them Sports Center top 10s. Now, Mattbarnes was a part of those teams, and he recently sat down with, Jeff Teague and the 520 crew, and they actually had a conversation about what actually hurt that team, because they were really supposed to challenge the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry from that dynasty that they ended up having. And Mattbarnes actually says, hey, one of the things was docrivers paying his son more than, better talented players on the team. And that's going to mess up a locker room. Everybody knows about CP3 and Blake Griffin and they having their little beef. But really, if you want to mess up your bench, you start paying your son over players that's actually playing better than him and playing meaningful minutes. Take a listen here what he had to say.
How good was them Clippers teams, bro? That's what I want to talk to you about.
I think that we were our own worst enemies, bro. We were 55 plus wins, Pacific Division champs.
Facts.
Again, beating the Warriors before they really kind of found their rhythm as a young team. Our superstars just butted heads. Blake and CP had the best chemistry in the world at times, and then didn't see eye to eye at times. And then at the same time, it's the emergence of DeAndre Jordan, where he's starting to become a fringe all-star player, defensive player of the year, Olympic player. So he's kind of growing into his own, and it was just, I felt like there was too many cooks in the kitchen. And then Doc was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to save everything, and then he brought his son over, and it was just some weird energy there, where he paid his son. I'm not even mad. If I was in the position, I'd pay the fuck out of my son too. But people don't understand at the time what that did to people. I mean, he was making more than me, Jamal, JJ, like guys that were putting in real minutes, what I mean, playing in crunch time. And it kind of, without knowing, kind of had people looking at him funny. It wasn't even his fault. Obviously, if someone's going to give me 35 million, I'm going to take that motherfucker, especially if it's my dad.
Out the gate.
So, but it just did. Doc coming over, Doc, I want to say Doc was the first coach that was ever traded for. Like, the Clippers traded for Doc. Yeah. And great motivational guy, great, could make you believe, blue water's purple, like great speaker, but just there was something missing there with him and our in-game adjustments. And then when his son came, the energy with that, like guys weren't really off that. So there's just too much bullshit, mental bullshit that we couldn't get over the hurdle. But when we were clicking and playing, there wasn't a better team in the NBA than us for that. For
talented as hell.
Super deep. I mean, you got to think we had, our CP, JJ, me or Karan Butler at the 3, Blake and DJ. Then we had Lamar Odom. We had Eric Bledsoe.
EB.
Man, we had.
I forgot Lamar. Y'all had a lot of shit going on.
Ronnie Turioff, Spencer Hawes coming off a fresh payday. He had games, stretched the floor. Like, we just had a lot of Big Baby Davis.
I mean, I understand completely with paying your son. I don't think anyone, I mean, for crying out loud, LeBron got his son drafted by the team he's on. So you use your power to, you know, empower your family and your close friends. I totally get that, especially your son. But at the same time, you do have to look at how that's going to alienate you. That does come with the price. It's more important for you that your son go ahead and get the bag than, and I don't know what Doc Rivers could have thought that the rest of the team was going to feel, especially the contributors. I mean, Jamal Crawford, I mean, you are talking about, I mean, a 50 ball can be dropped on your head at any point. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jamal Crawford was a problem. Mattbarnes, defensively, he was an antagonist. I mean, you just cannot have those players making less and doing more and thinking that's not going to affect your locker room. So, on the one hand, Doc Rivers did what he had to do, but on the other hand, you know for fact that is going to, you know, have them looking really at Austin funny. He goes out there, if he's making that money and he goes out there and make a mistake, you best believe you're going to hear about it. And so it's going to be pretty soon whenever everyone around that franchise is going to be looking at you and the job you're doing like, your son is really hurting our cap. You know, let's say you don't give us that money, but you done paid him, so we can't even get any other piece that we may need. You paid him like he was a vital piece. You didn't pay him like, you know, like Giannis brothers are getting paid out there, where, you know, you just bring them in, give them a vet minimum, do it like that. Nah, you actually gave Austin Rivers a very good contract. So I'm interested, you know, what do you guys think? I mean, what this team obviously at the time was really good enough to compete, and they were a matchup problem, nightmare, because they actually was the last of really the two bigs, but they had the two bigs that were athletic and they could move. You know what I'm saying? Like Blake, you switching out and getting Blake Griffin on you if you're a guard, that's not as easy of a win as you think. Then you got DeAndre Jordan, you know, protecting the paint. That LA Clippers team, had it been managed properly, you know, may have been the first one. I'm not going to say they won a championship, but they may have been the first, you know, Clippers team to make it to the, you know what I'm saying, the NBA Finals. You know, they might have had a shot to get to the NBA Finals, especially with that roster, and as long as those players were able to stick together. But let me know what you guys think, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to holler at you next time. Peace.